the question I was gonna ask is that has some relationships, because you being a person of color and maybe the backgrounds that we come from, being minorities, being like, maybe the first movers and being the risk takers, us punching that last flat out, as we like to say, right? Do you feel like you've identified who your true friends and family are over the last 8 years? Or have you had an experience where you're like, all right, like, oh, my day ones have been my day ones? Or have you sort of like had some rough patches along the way? And sort of like, how did you navigate through those type of relationships, like those interactions with people who maybe you felt like were your friends but didn't really show up for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because the people who you say your friends and family are, sometimes if they just used to you or seeing you in a certain light, they can't see you outside of that. So I think even coming out here, there were doubts. They're like, you're never going to move out there. What? That's not you. You can't do it. And it's like, why would you say it? Automatically I can't, If I'm going through the process, that means I'm thinking about it and I can if I want to.
Right.
And so when you finally make that move, it's, oh, you really move? Are you going to be back in a year or two? Or
Oh my
I know
God.
you miss home,
I got
or,
a story for you, but like, I'm gonna let you keep going. I got a
all
story.
this stuff. So it's all that doubt until you kind of prove it. And it's like you just doing you. And even so, people still tend to want to see you in your old ways or what you used to like or used to do. And it's like, if you haven't been closer to me and seen all the struggles that you go through when you're by yourself, when you're moving out here by yourself, doing the little things like turning on the lights, the internet and things like that. And just, going through those pains, it's like people kind of forget. And it's like, no, I'm a different person now. Like,
Do you feel like sometimes I feel like people freeze you on a certain timestamp?
Exactly.
Right? They know the John who left, what was it, September 2017. That's where people stop because it's the last time they saw me, right?
Yeah.
So when I come back, they associate the John of today from the guy from 2017, which is now almost 6 years ago,
Yeah.
right? Or the person that they saw in college, or the person they saw in high school, and the
Exactly.
person maybe they saw in middle school, because that was the last time that they saw me, right? They only have they only have the memories of me from when they last saw me, plus whatever they see on Instagram, which is basically the highlights of my life, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put the personal things and the struggles that we go through, right?
Exactly.
And so they're like, oh, well, I'm still associating with this person. So they're not acknowledging that growth that I did.
Exactly.
And coming out here, and the reason why I think we profess and we encourage people to take risk is because through the risk, that's the only way you're gonna ever grow, right? You're not gonna grow in your comfort zone. I was not gonna grow being in New York. I would have had a great career. I would have been another lawyer in New York City. I got a great offer from a great firm to go there, and I would have been one of 10,000.
Yeah.
Right. And I would have been one of just another lawyer, and people would have clapped for me and people would have been great. I would have felt good about myself. But knowing what I know now, that's definitely something that I knew I didn't need at that time. I didn't need more comfort in my life. I needed things to get shaken up. I worked so hard. I remember just not having those college experiences. Man, I know your college experience as a college basketball player was way different, but I was somebody who got in through academic scholarship. So I was definitely somebody who was in the library all the time.
Yeah.
Just because I knew this is my only way out. This is the only way I'm going to get out of my situation, education, right? And I know other people have other avenues now with podcasting, entertainment, creation. Look, whatever your avenue is, go pursue it to the max and get to wherever you want to get to. Because if the only thing that's separating you between an idea, execution, and actually achieving is fear, this is your message of saying, get out of your couch, get out of whatever hesitation you're in, and just take that shot. Because you're either going to make the shot or you're going to learn from it. There's no missed shots.
Yeah.
I've learned there's no missed shots.
There's none.
Right?
None.
So,
and there's no L's, just lessons.